Hello, Adam for Andreas, and what I'm doing today is a bit of a beginner's guide to RC. What you should do, what planes, nitro versus electric, best makes. Don't go with an unknown make, go with a well-known make. Styles of plane, as in high wing, low wing, mid wing, for your big first sort of plane, second plane, and then your more advanced plane as you get better. That's what this day's going to be about. Research your planes. YouTube is great to looking up the characteristics, and when they stall, when they crash, how do they crash? Do they stall with pilot error? Is something go wrong with the plane? I always do that. Every time I'm going to go and buy a plane, I always do that. I always look them up on YouTube, forums, everything to check that they're good. They don't have much of a stall, because if they do, you might get it wrong and crash it, and you don't want to be wasting your money. And keeping your first planes cheap. My first planes I kept very cheap. I bought cheap planes. Well, my dad did, not me, but they were cheap. They weren't a lot of money. The most expensive plane I bought was on the airframe, but that's because I'm a relatively experienced pilot, as you can tell by my other videos of me flying the Watt 4 and the reactor bipe. I believe, I can't remember any of the others, but there may be some, with more of them to come. Right, let's get started. Not too long video. The sort of plane you should begin with is I recommend a high wing trainer. The thing that's brought on this video is I've seen so many people on YouTube buying Spitfires to fly to begin with, thinking it's so easy. It's not that easy. Getting your controls right and things like that. The simulator pays off as well. I recommend that you get yourself a decent simulator, have a practice on the computer, see whether you can do it, get your orientations right. Yes, understand the controls, understand what inputs you must put in to turn the plane. Use your rudder a lot, because I've seen a lot of pilots not use their rudder one little bit, and it does not help them whatsoever. It sort of makes, I've seen lots of scale pilots not use it, and it just looks horrible. Use your rudders. Right. Sort of beginner plane. This is not sponsored by anyone or anything like that. I'm not big enough to do anything silly like that. So the branding is, I don't recommend saying that is the plane you should go buy. This is the type of plane. And the make that I'm showing on this piece of paper that I printed off is a very good make as it is. We recommend it. This make we've got 4 or 5 models from. Right, here we go. Let it focus for a second. It's something like that. A high wing trainer does not have to be IC. That's only what I found in the picture. It does not have to be IC. Electric is perfectly good. In fact, in some cases it's much better. It's much easier. So I'm judging that you've seen that. Okay. So that's a good first plane. Now electric, in a way is more cheap now than IC, because engines are going up. If you want a decent engine, you'll be paying quite a lot of money. But same with lipos. Buying your lipos for your electrics. The little batteries you get if you're a new person to me. Little lipos, have I got one set out? I don't think I have, so I can't show you one, unfortunately. Damn, I should have thought of that. Oh well. No, the lipos, I tell you what. Them batteries, lipos. They can get very expensive. We buy lipos on the cheap now off eBay, because we spent money in the past on lipos, and it's just not worth it, because we don't have enough electrics, to be perfectly honest. We haven't got many. So I recommend go with electric, but keep your prices down for your first planes. Don't go and spend over the moon prices. Otherwise you might not like it, you might not stick with it, and you've spent hundreds of pounds. Keep with it cheap and cheerful. You can make the hobby as cheap or expensive as you like. We're mid-range. I must admit, I do it all on the cheap. Second-hand planes with me all the way. Yes. How to go about doing it? Right. I don't recommend doing anything from the internet to begin with. I recommend you go to forums, go to model meets, go to shows, go to model shops, and just ask, how do I get into the hobby? How much is a good beginning package to spend? Don't go and spend a lot. Don't go and get a fancy transmitter or anything. Get something very basic, something like that. It's cheap, cheerful. We paid about 25 quid for that from a model shop. It's an old transmitter, but damn, it works well. That's our buddy box. And whoever teaches you to fly, because if you sign up to a club, our club will welcome you with open arms, and that's Maidstone Model Flying Club. We're welcome to new members anytime. Go to our website, check it out. We're down in England, Kent, England, whichever way you like it. Keep it cheap. Don't go and delve into it. And, you know, and go and ask around. Go to your nearest model shop and just say, what's a good plane to begin with? How much? And they'll probably say, how much are you looking to spend? Which, you know, they'll obviously say, oh, if you want to go more expensive, it's definitely better. But keep it cheap. There's a lot of good cheap trainers. Or buy second hand off of places like the BMFA classifieds. Just put BMFA into Google or eBay even, and you're away, because there's lots of planes for sale at the moment, because obviously it's the economy. It's not brilliant. Right. You sort of secondary planes now. Secondary planes, something, we're actually building one of these for review at the moment. Something like that. It's the same make as the first one, I know, but it's just sort of best sort of second plane. Something a bit like that. A low wing, trike or tail dragger, doesn't matter. It can be either. Recommend you get into tail draggers because there's more of them on the market nowadays. But something like that, electric or IC, however you want to go about it. IC, I think, is not the best road to go around, not the best road to go down at the moment. Stick with electric at the moment because it's a lot easier to use, but it can be a lot more dangerous if you're not careful. Yes, again, keep it cheap, not expensive servos, just decent, basic, either Futaba, JR, High-Tech, Tower Pro even, they're half decent, we've got some of them. You know, not a particularly expensive engine if you're going down the nitro route. Like SC, cheaper, still good, but cheaper. You know, just have a look around on the model websites like TJD Models. They have lots of options there, they're really good. Yes. So don't go expensive, no need to. Go second hand even. Get some second hand gear from someone that sounds very honest, who speaks, you know, how the model really is, what condition it's in. Go nice, and you know. Right, that's it for planes at the moment. I'll come back round to the best sort of planes to buy. Next one is recommend buying magazines. You know, reading reviews of the models you're looking and buying. Be honest. If something's so cheap you can't believe it, chances is there's something wrong with it. So, you know, be wary. See a model before you buy it. And don't go miles away to go and get a model when it could be absolutely atrocious. You know, keep local with your model buying. Find a bring and buy, model bring and buy. Go to a model show, because more than likely there's a bring and buy there. Where models are cheap, you get to look at them, you know, touch them, pick them up, open them up, have a look, see what's in them, see how they come, see what condition it's in. I recommend that all the way. I'm getting rotor bomb with my dad right now. Magazines, they're crucial. We are subscribed to a magazine called RCM&E. Flipping brilliant they are. We're friends with the editors of it, and we do a few occasional reviews for them. We're doing 1 or 2 right now. They are very good at what they do. They're very good magazines. They do great reviews. There's lots of model shops in England in there, because obviously this is English. If you're American, it's still good advice, but some of the things I'm talking about don't exactly relate to America. But obviously you get magazines over there and things of models. Yes, just I recommend you subscribe to a magazine. Yes, it's slightly more expensive, but they do building, how to build tips, things like that. And another good thing is learn to build a kit. Buy a good quality kit of a well-known make. And I recommend you build one, because I'm recovering a model at the moment, as you'll see from one of my update videos, the most recent one. I'm recovering a model, and I have had attempts at building models. I don't have the patience personally, because it is quite time-taking. I'm not going to lie. If you're not building the right type, I was building a scale model with stringers in the fuselage, and it just took forever. It's not far from being done, but I'll pick it up at some point. Yes, I recommend you build a plane once, at least once. Get the hang of how they go together, so that you can judge whether you can repair a model, because more than likely you will crash. I'm not going to lie, you probably will crash. I have. My dad has more than me, is to be said. But he has been modelling for about 25 years. So keep it cheap, cheerful. Don't go over the moon with your money. Look at planes before you buy them. If someone doesn't sound right or it seems too cheap to be true, more than likely it is. So I recommend you sort of steer away from things that you're like, oh my god, that's so cheap, I've got to buy it. Look at it first. Don't just buy it, go and collect it. Don't send any money, I recommend, unless you know and you trust the bloke you're speaking to on the other end of the phone, man or woman, who you're speaking to on the other phone, or go to a bring and buy of a model show. Look at the plane, experience it. You know, when you can see planes flying and you get to go a lot of shows, or some shows, like the Southern Model Air Show, you can pay, I think, £1.50 and have a go of one. That's a good thing to do if you live down in Kent. Go and, you know, get a feel for it. Get a simulator, get a feel for it. Some good makes, right, another subject. Some good makes and models. I hope I don't get done here for names, but Kyosho, Hangar 9 you can't go wrong with. Kyosho are known for their brilliant planes. My dad has 3 or 4 of them, they all fly brilliantly. Hangar 9 obviously are obviously owned by Horizon Hobby. They're very, very well known. Obviously they own a lot of companies in modelling, so you can't really go wrong with Hangar 9. There are obviously other model makers like Black Horse, Seagull models. Off the top of my head right now I can't think of any more, but I know there are loads more. So bear in mind, good makes. All the ones I've said are pretty good makes. You can't go wrong with them. You're guaranteed to get a good model out of Kyosho, Hangar 9, Black Horse and Seagull. We've had models from them all. They're all pretty good. They all flew pretty well. You can't go wrong with them. Yes, so now your more advanced plane. You say you've got the grips of it. You know how to fly. You're starting to do rolls, inverted passes with your low wing, trike or tail dragger trainer. And you're itching to get onto a better plane. You're bored of the one you've got. Here's a good plane I would recommend. Let me just find the picture. Here we go. Here's a good plane I would recommend. I flew this quite early on in my learning because my dad pushed me onto it. He liked to push me through it, you know, experience the planes and understand them. And this is one he pushed me onto quite quickly. It's called a Panic. I've got one of them up there. You would have seen some of my other videos. A Panic, that's it. It's a triplane. A biplane, sorry. They don't make them at the moment, unfortunately, but they are brilliant planes. You're guaranteed to have a well-flying plane. You set it up properly. Don't put your rates on full because they are pretty big, you know. They're about that deep probably for your ailerons. And there's 4 ailerons on this plane. Elevator's pretty deep. Rudder is pretty... No, what am I talking about? Pretty deep. So it's a 3D plane normally. But it flies like a trainer. My dad's currently teaching someone on this. And he loves it. He flies it so smoothly, and you know he's at the stage where he has got he's got a high wing trainer and sort of a low wing, because he can fly. Landing, you know, taking off. He hasn't taken off, I don't think yet, but landing, he's brought it in for the approach, and my dad's taken over to bring it in. So he's got the hang of doing approaches. That's what you should do. You've learned to fly. Practice your landings. You know, touch and goes. Get the hang of it. It's going to be slightly, and that's all I really have to say on the subject. If you think I should give any more advice, any more tips, I'm thinking about setting up another channel maybe, I don't know yet. The beginning side of the channels, how-tos, maybe, you know, something like that, because I know there are a lot of other quite well-known channels with how-to videos, and it's quite a hard thing to get into doing YouTube videos, but I'm trying to get there. So you might set up another channel, how-to videos, you know, how to put a servo in, how to mount an engine, how to set up the model aeroplane. But these will all be my ways. You may have heard other ways, and as long as you get to grips with what you have to do in the process of setting up a model, you'll be pretty much sorted. And there's loads of advice out there, forums. I recommend you join up to a forum anywhere. Yes, this was Adam300S. Give me any more comments about what you think I should do to improve my videos. Any more sort of videos you want to see me do. Please subscribe, comment, leave anything. Even if you hate me, just leave a comment. I don't really mind. Share this video, do whatever you want with this video. I would like for you to please tell people about my channel. If someone's thinking about learning, look me up. I'm going to start doing how-to videos, I think I'm going to do that. Leave a comment if you think I should. For those people who subscribe to me, those 12, I know it's not many, most people have more. But I like doing YouTube videos. It's sort of calming for me. So the people who are subscribed to me, what do you think I should do? Should I do how-to videos? I think I should. So I might set up a new channel. Anyway, this is Adam300S saying goodbye. Another video going up very soon. Just need to edit it. This is Adam300S saying goodbye.